everyone, and welcome back to Woodford County Hometown Highlights, part of the What's Up Woodford Network. I'm your host, Talora Bennett, and I am so excited for today's episode, especially if you're a teen or a parent of one. October is right around the corner, and here at Woodford County Library, that means it's almost time for Teentober, a whole month packed with fun, creativity, and community just for our teens. Joining me today is someone who lives and breathes the teen programming, our amazing young adult librarian, Megan Hussman. Megan, welcome to the show.
Well, thank you for having me.
Always. So, for folks who may not or have not heard of it before, what exactly is Teentober?
Well, I did not, funny enough, come up with Teentober. This was something that was created by the American Library Association, and it actually replaced some previous teen-themed weeks that there used to be. But also decided that weeks were not long enough, that there needed to be an entire month that would be a celebration of promoting teen services within public libraries and innovating ways for teen services to highlight new skills as well as fuel passions in and outside of the library. So Teentober was kind of morphed into a celebration of all things October, especially at our library. Not just because October is my favorite month of the year, but because there are just so many opportunities to highlight the different types of programming that teens love.
So, when do you kick stuff off a little bit earlier?
Just a teeny tiny bit earlier. Last year we started on Friday the 13th of September, and that to me was way too early, but I had to take advantage of a Friday the 13th.
I agree.
And so it actually kicks off this Sunday, the 21st of September. We are going to be kicking off our Monster Mash themed Teentober, and we are going to begin with what I call the Eve of Autumn party, because it is going to be taking place the day before autumn officially starts.
Mm-hmm.
And we are going to be doing a variety of different crafts, eating a bunch of fall-themed foods, and watching a very popular cartoon show that is, in my opinion, a masterpiece. But it's only one season, 10 episodes long. The runtime is about 2 hours, which is perfect. So we're going to come together and we're going to watch that show together.
I love your programs. They're always so fun.
I've definitely had my fair share of both tweens and adults beg me to do these kinds of programs for them, and I'm like, I'm only one person, guys. I can't. But I think that my energy for these programs just sort of inspires the other programming librarians, and so not to tip my own hat, but I think that definitely having an enthusiasm for these kinds of programs kind of kicks off the enthusiasm that the other librarians also share.
I agree. So why do you think it matters for teens to have their own space and their own programs at the library?
Well, I think that it's important that teens are seen within their community, because teenagers have a sort of integrity and thirst for learning in just about any capacity. And when they are within the library walls, they are encouraged to pursue their interests as well as be treated with both respect and understanding. Because lifelong learning has always been my number one goal when it comes to how I approach teen services within our public library. So whether you fascinate over or have a sort of healthy obsession with something from, I don't know, fantasy novels, civil rights, manga, cultures from around the world, how to crochet stuffed animals, or cross-stitch some of your favorite characters from like video games and TV shows and create something that's yours, I think that they will be able to find any resource that they can possibly imagine within the walls. Because, yes, I order all of our materials and I do all of the programming, but I couldn't do any of that without teen feedback. And so lots of teens from the community come forward and they tell me, hey, I want a book about what rights I have as a teenager, or how I can become more involved in what actual influence I could have through protest or through all sorts of these human rights that they are hoping to be able to express in a positive way, and not one that's fueled by anything but the knowledge they have been given. These are all just examples, of course. I could have kids come in and want to know how to draw dragons, or want the latest issue of a new volume of manga that came out. Regardless, I think that being able to provide those resources and those types of physical and online copies is something that will encourage teenagers to be able to come and have that safe space to learn and also thrive.
Yeah. What are you personally most excited about for this year's Teentober?
Well, I really love monsters. I've loved monsters in media. I've loved monsters in literature. And I've loved symbolism between like man and monster, or monsters within, and that not all monsters look like monsters. And they wanted a sort of nostalgic theme kind of thrown in with all of that. And so naturally that means that we're going to be having trivia and Jeopardy. We're going to be having different themed weeks around 6 very popular monsters. And those monsters include the Headless Horseman, Dracula, Frankenstein, the Wolfman, couple of nods to Edgar Allan Poe and a bunch of other Gothic novels from the 18th and 19th century, because I'm a big fan of those, and it turns out that teens don't realize how big of a fan they are of those until they meet me and I tell them that it is okay to be a fan of quote-unquote nerdy things. And so I'm excited that we have a lot of programs that fill within those different weeks. We're going to be doing pumpkin coasters that they'll be able to make themselves, and it's just the cork bottom and these little like puff balls that you then organize to look like a jack-o'-lantern.
That's so cool.
And it's easier than you think it would be, but we're going to do it together anyway. We're going to do miniature painting for tabletop games. We're going to have a scavenger hunt during the Spooktacular for teens. And so there will be a sheet of different things that they have to find, whether it's decorations or people in costume or the delicious food that's going to be served at that event, which I'm very excited for, by the way. Definitely going to be there. Kristen's Creations is going to come, and we're going to decorate cupcakes to look like monsters.
That's going to be fun.
We're going to have a field trip down to the Vintage Bandit, and we're going to do a craft over there with the owner. It's going to be amazing. And I could honestly keep going, because there's something I'm looking forward to doing every single week for multiple days. And probably the biggest programs that we're going to have are the Stranger Things party to celebrate the final season coming out next month. And then, of course, our own Monster Mash teenage Halloween party.
I feel like you're leaving out one thing, and that is the mascot of our Teentober.
Perhaps. So I did not buy this. I did not buy this with all of my own money. I chipped in for this. But it was the teen advisory group that came up with this idea last year. And they made it happen because suddenly I kept getting messages on Venmo that they all wanted to chip in for the TikTok famous Louis the Pumpkin Ghoul. You heard it here, folks. The teens wanted him, and so every Halloween from here on out, Louis is going to be in our teen space. And for those of you who do not know who Louis is, he is a diva.
He's huge.
He is 8 feet tall. He lights up. He talks and tells scary stories. And he is not afraid to tell you that he is not a jack-o'-lantern. His name is, in fact, Louis.
Okay, so I know that you guys are pretty close, but how would you describe the teen community at the Woodford County Library?
Honestly, it would not be what it is today without the teens who regularly attend library programs. There are quite a few that are so comfortable within the library space that they have no problem inviting their friends to come and experience these amazing programs that we have to offer. Anything from Magic the Gathering to Dungeons and Dragons, which we have to do weekly because they wouldn't let me do it bi-weekly. Or like bi-monthly, I should say. They decided that these programs were so good we needed to have them more often, and by having them more often, more and more attendance comes through our doors and into our programming, which I think is amazing. I could brag about my teen advisory group for hours.
I bragged about y'all at my marketing meeting because they was asking, it was one library, and they was like, we're trying to figure out how to get more teens because like our librarian, she keeps planning stuff, but nobody shows up. And I'm like, we don't have that problem.
We have the opposite problem.
Yeah, we have a lot of teens that participate.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that I was working on my statistics yesterday, and I have an average of 60 teenagers coming to our programs on a weekly basis. So, come check us out.
I think y'all are pretty cool. I met a lot of cool teens while I've been there. So what makes you think the library is a unique place for teens compared to other community spaces?
Well, for one thing, I always offer snacks.
And they're good snacks.
Too. They are good snacks because I want to make sure that every teen that walks through that door can have something, whether they're gluten-free or vegetarian or vegan or have dietary restrictions or allergies. I want to make sure that they are catered to because sometimes teenagers forget to eat during the day. Sometimes adults forget to eat during the day, but so long as they come to my programming, I'm going to make sure that they have a little something in their stomach and that they're hydrated. And I think that that sort of fuels their attention when it comes to the types of programs that we have to offer because, yes, we do a lot of games, but we also have programs where people come in and show kids about certain careers or life skills or a variety of different career paths that they could go on. Like one year for Teentober, it was themed all around folklore, and I actually partnered with the University of Kentucky's Folklore and Mythology Department, and we had a whole bunch of professors and students come and do programs with us. And I think that one of my previous teen advisory group teens is now either minoring or majoring in something along the lines of folklore, which that wasn't me. I just invited them to come and share their experience with folklore and community. And so I think that by drawing in and going out into the community and schools has really helped teens to put a face to the librarian that is running all of these programs and be able to encourage them to come in and let them know that when they come, they will find their people.
Yeah. So is there any teen book clubs or reading challenges tied into Teentober?
Of course there are. In fact, we have a book club that meets every third Wednesday, and we will be reading a book for October that will fit right during our ghost and haunted themed week. And I'm very excited. They are going to be able to pick up the book tomorrow, and they have a whole month to read it until the 15th. and then we come together and we discuss it. And this book is absolutely steeped in Mexican folklore, which I'm really excited about, as well as kind of dipping into the themes around Halloween.
So you and Sherry are historian librarian.
Yes.
Y'all be doing something together, right?
We are. Teens are, of course, always welcome to go to any program that local history promotes within our library. But we are hoping to combine a program that I call the Story Forge with a presentation that she's going to be doing about some very spooky shenanigans that have gone on in not only our county, but other counties surrounding us, namely Fayette County, which I'm very excited about. And based on whatever we're going to be discussing, because I don't want to spoil anything, the people who attend the Story Forge are going to have to use that talk that we have as a prompt for creative writing.
That would be fun.
I'm really excited about it. It's going to be a very spooky atmosphere in general because we're going to decorate for this, but it's going to be so much fun.
And the library's already haunted, so...
It's true.
It is. So.
And you hate it so much.
I hate being there by myself. Well, thank you so much.
Of
and
course.
For anyone that's wondering how they can keep up with you and the teen programming, how can they keep up with us?
Well, I think that probably the easiest way is going to our library website. The teens and the teen services have their own tab, which has different links to all of the online resources, our programming, information about joining the teen advisory group, and the types of research tools that they have access to when they have a library card with us. But if you're up for an in-person visit, come find me in the library because I promise I am in that building somewhere. I may not necessarily always be at my desk or in the teen room, but I'm the building nomad. I'm everywhere.
Well, thank you so much for joining us today. I love the energy you bring to the work, and it's clear that the teens in the Woodford County are lucky to have you in this program. Whether you're into books, crafts, games, or just meeting new people, Teentober at the Woodford County Library has something for you. So mark your calendars, tell your friends, and get ready for a month of fun. Thanks for tuning in to Hometown Highlights, part of the What's Up Woodford Network. Be sure to subscribe so you never miss an episode. And if you like today's chat, share it with someone who needs to hear it. Until next time, I'm Laura Bennett. Keep exploring, stay curious, and we'll see you at the library.
Bye-bye, everyone.